know you guys are a little thinner than you'd probably like to be in the secondary during a spring. I guess just overall, how is that gone of getting through practices and making sure the guys who are out there get good quality reps and as you move through the spring so far?
Well, it helps the way we practice. Everything's organized and detailed. Yeah, then we are. But it's good because other people get opportunities. Early on, Corey came in and he was able to go get reps. So it's building versatility. Spring ball is not about winning the drill. It's not about winning the day. It's about improving. So fundamentals are fundamentals, and we're able to focus on that. Building camaraderie and chemistry within the unit. At times you just want to make sure that you don't cause more injuries by other guys getting too many reps. But, the coaching staff and the training staff takes good care of us by letting us know, and we've adjusted practice a lot of times along that way. But, you know.
Got you. With Jam Jackson and Jason Brevard, they were telling me, they're roommates and they've enjoyed being around each other. I guess Jam made the same transition that Brevard is making now, going from the FCS to the FBS. What have you noticed about how they've been working together and that relationship as you've been coaching them through this spring?
You do see the bond. It's good because you've seen some maturity from Jam Jackson and Chance in terms of doing the extra things. The year of experience probably helped him tremendously. Him last year having Kempton, we call him Simba, but having Kempton there and knowing the maturity. But also, JP coming in saying, hey, this is what I want, and now don't learn from his mistakes and the details and what did it take, and just kind of from everybody's transition. It's always a transition. The football piece is the part they love, but also UVA is a unique place. So him learning also the other ways to transition, the standard that's asking here, the core values of the program, and then just my expectation, Coach Rudd's expectations from the defensive backs as well. So it's good to have them there, and they're all further along than we could have hoped for, but it's good. I'm glad that they can just transition seamless as well.
With Brevard, he played the true corner for Morgan State last year, playing more nickel for you guys. What's the biggest challenge in shifting from corner to nickel as he's making that adjustment too?
Overall, conceptually, I would just say just being a defensive back, it's not, because they're all techniques. It's just the space and then the view of what you see. From the outside in, you see it different now as a nickel or an apex player. You're always closer to the ball, and then just getting more aware of the spacing in there. But what we try to do and what's been productive for us is having guys learn techniques, not scheme. So then, hey, if I had this technique out here, it's the same technique in here, regardless if it was a Sam linebacker or a position there. So it's just we try to teach football, right, and then big picture them schematically to learning the game. So now it's an easier transition, but more or less to go back to finalize it, it's the spacing, getting used to that is different.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Coach.
What's going on?
Kids' schedule is crazy. But you understand, though, girls.
I do.
So with Jam Jackson last year, he won the Defensive Rookie of the Year from his teammates, I believe, in the annual banquet at the end of the year. Where do you see the most of his growth last year?
Consistency. There's times when you watch, and if there's 70 plays in a game, you're like, this kid is destined for greatness. But and I tell him it's a lifestyle we sign up for as defensive backs. D-line makes a mistake, there's linebackers, there's DBs, and it's just magnified that one play. So there's just the consistency for him, doing the extra things. It's not just coming here to play football, it's here to work at football, here's chasing my excellence, and just trying him being inspired more to do it from himself and rather than the coaches staying on him for that. And it was funny because at Pro Day, Kempton left such an impact on him. And they're like brothers now. And, he just wants to make them happy. And he learns so much from that part of it. It's just doing the extra. Everybody naturally just is talented, but you have to be doing the extra. So you've seen that from him. And it translates on the field. You see it off the field. You see it in the weight room. He's putting on pounds. So for him, it's just about being as consistent and chasing his best. Not my best, not anyone else's best, and just getting the best out of him. And the more he can do that, the more you guys will just love to report on him because he'll be successful in everything he does.
And how much, you talk about Kempton the Shine and what he brought when he was transferring in, and his experience and his, leadership. How much do you see Devon Neil kind of taking over that as well in the safety room? Different
personalities. If you meet the two, you'll know. But no, Devon's transition here greatly. He plays with such intensity, such urgency. And everybody comes in there try to find out where you fit in, who you are, how to, what coaching style everybody does. And he loves to learn, and I love to teach, so that's a great mix. And I think now he's learned who we are as a program, and just seeing how welcoming everybody is and how much everybody's a family here. Now you're starting to really genuinely see who he is and the impact he can potentially have for us. And then now, he feels more comfortable speaking out vocally on what the expectation of the group should be and how much more we need to do. Where, Kempton has all those traits, but he necessarily wasn't as much vocal on the field, but he was vocal off the field in so many other silly ways, So they're very, and again, I'll say this, I was blessed to have all those young men last year. One of the best years I had coaching, and I always remember them. But, as we transition out of these new guys, I look forward to building those same relationships with him. But that's what I've noticed of yet from him.
And you touched on it in the first question about you're very thin at Spring with several guys injured. When you look at what you have, with even the potential guys coming back, where do you feel like you need to add depth coming in the spring portal? Where do you feel like you need to focus on?
It's interesting because it's magnified maybe this year, right? Because we still have some numbers to get, as Coach Elliott's alluded to, right? We just got to get some numbers just from a roster management standpoint. However, since we've been here every year, we're in the same situation. We play with 5 on the field at once. You transition seniors away. Special teams is such a big important value that we cope from the DBs. So we're bang. You look at Jonas was taking 100 reps a game. And so we've always in this situation. I just think now because we didn't replenish and we graduated 44 seniors, it's magnified enough. I just think right now we're one injury away from potentially trying to figure out how to work and make everyone as a team get better. So like I said, we're always in this situation. It's nothing new to me. Right now, I just want to make sure that we protect the guys we have here, focus on building fundamentals, and honestly, our mindset is next man up. So it's a great opportunity for everybody else realistically, because what if I was really loaded? How do I rep those guys? How do you get those guys better? And all it is about, we're a development program, and we just want to get everybody on the field and develop them. So it helps others. But right now, I just want to make sure we manage it from a staff to make sure we don't harm anyone by over-repping them.
And one of the final things, kind of lead, you always recruit guys that are versatile. That's been something that you guys always like, guys fitting in different roles. And when you see, Pravard moving to the nickel position, who do you feel like can also rotate in that position? Because obviously Corey Thomas is gone. You're trying to figure out guys the reps. Who do you feel like can fit that role?
Whoever's in that defensive back room, honestly. Then that's just the way we operate, and that's just the way we hope it goes. It's really, every day. So Ethan was, as we would call, a high roof safety. Well, we had an injury, so that guy went down and looked. So it happens in practice. It happens all the time, and you guys may not have noticed, but last year we had, within one game, one safety might have played 3 different positions. But again, I challenge people to just change the way they think, and it's, okay, well, if you're in a classroom setting, it doesn't matter if the teacher's talking to Jackie or she's talking to Greg, she's teaching. So everyone learns it. Now, how you get that kinesthetic part of it, it's different. So we've always had that. I love to get the guy there. What we're trying to do is we look at the scheme. Who do we have? Let's put the best 11 guys on the field, and that's what we're going to put there. Last year just happened to be more of a safety body with Corey. All right, Corey goes down. The next year, then who's the next best player that we need to get on our field? It was Kendrick. Right now we're like, okay, we look in our room. Does that come from the corner room? Does that come from the safety room? And the best players, because it's not the coaches, they help us. So we're putting them out there to make plays.
And one final thing, actually, Landon Danley, I know he's in the linebacker room, but he played safety in high school. Would he be someone that played close to the box? Is that something that you guys possibly look at?
Hey, we're doing all things possible, honestly. But yes, he's helped us. Miles, we're repping some of the backers are helping us because they have a little bit more. And again, they're just techniques. So, with that position, you guys see it's just like the will linebacker. He's just to the strength instead of to the weak side. And so we're getting guys there, and it's things that we got to adjust as a staff. But the overall team is getting better, and how can we get everybody on the field to just continue to fundamentally get better, and it grows the team.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of going back to Devon Neil, what do you just hope that he adds for you guys in that room this year?
Production. No, but honestly, just bring his best. And I truly believe that's why we wanted him here. He's had a lot of productions. He's been in different programs. So bring whatever he can to our room to make us better, make me better. But I'd love to have guys having success on the field, and hopefully off the field translates to bringing our family closer, because we need that. The DB room, we need leadership, but we also need guys that can step up and make plays for us, because our defense is very successful when we're successful in the back end.
Where's Dre Walker at in his development? I know he had suffered the injuries last year, and he's been fighting injuries kind of throughout his career. Where's he at now, and what are you seeing from him in this spring?
We're all seeing growth. We're excited for him. Sometimes your talent, as you go up, what happens is your body, it's taking a while for his body to translate and get used to this game. He's done a great job with Ross and nutrition, with Smo down in the weight room with Coach Harrison. And because he's bigger, he's more durable, that's helping him. He's using all of the resources. He's learning how to put in all the extra time. He's always in there in the training room now doing extra core movements, and so he's able to be more durable. Ethan and him have developed a bond, so he's doing a lot more film study. He's looking at the game from different perspectives. And for him now, it's just how can I be consistently, play with urgency. He early on, which the growth is, we saw some challenges where he strained a pec. Nope, he's out there, he wants to get through it, and he is battling, and we're very proud of him for that. And, we're seeing the talent when we recruited him. We felt like he was one of those guys that came in here and make an immediate impact to our program. So we've seen a lot of growth from him, which has been good, and we just want him to continue to do that, but is also doing all those other things off the field that's helped.
Yeah, I was going to say, does it take a little while for a guy to figure out when to push through a little pain versus when to want to stay sidelined because he's actually hurt? Does it take a while for guys to figure that out sometimes?
I think it takes a while for people to figure out who they are in terms of, am I injured or am I hurt?
Yeah.
We're all going to be in pain at all points, right? It never feels good, but it's what am I willing to deal with, and what am I telling myself I can deal with? And, you'll never be honest. You'll never feel it's different. In football, you're going to never be fully healthy. Other sports, maybe track or something where you have to sit out for it, but you have to at times push through. But I think it's all about what you do and what you're willing to do. But that's why off the field body maintenance is more important. Your body is your business in this profession. And I think, as you've seen him grow, you've seen that. And as you see other players grow, you'll see that. And then some people have been callous from their, high school programs, from their parenting styles or other sports. So it's just really individually based to me.
Gotcha. And something kind of big picture, the entire coaching staff is back. That seems rare in today's age, that the entire coaching staff is back. What are the advantages when you bring back an entire crew of people who have been working together? Most of you guys have been working together for 3-4 years, but now you back-to-back seasons with the same exact staff.
Well, one, I think it sends a great message to what we're building here and what Coach Elliott has developed here as a foundation, right? We talk about it, but if we're chasing other places and running, why would the players believe any different? So I think it sends a good message from that, but I think it also provides continuity, consistency. The foundation is built, and now it allows us to take it to the next steps where you don't have to constantly go back to the fragmented parts of that foundation. Really, it allows us to just not mess it up and let the kids go play. Because now we've gone through all those bumps and bruises from the standpoint of communication issues. Making sure that you're getting everybody caught up. So the scheme is the scheme. Now we get to all just go continue to develop these young men and allow them to play the game they love.